This is just going to be a real quick video response to what Same OG was talking about. Hamanopi was talking about dice, and dice is rolled. And I kind of feel like I'm in the same boat with Same OG because I can't remember where I heard this said before, but I remember hearing a saying that goes, "We only roll dice when we disagree on something." You know, you can have role play sessions and interactions where, you know, it's more or less just a freestyle role playing session where, you know, DM says something, player one says something, player two, and you just bounce off each other and have a good time. But there's always going to come that time where you're going to have to crack open that dice bag and start rolling. And when you start rolling, what you roll is what you roll, and you got to stick with it. If you try to, you know, if you roll a 2 and say, I got a total of 75, it's cheating, whether you're a player or a DM. It's really that simple. When you have, Hammond was talking about the pass or fail mechanic. That mechanic is put there as an equalizer. It's there to resolve situations that need to be resolved because it's an equalizer. It's what it's there for. Otherwise, you really shouldn't be or shouldn't need to roll a dice anyway. I don't know. Maybe it also goes back to that camp of role play versus role play. You know, do you play a role or do you just like to roll your dice? And I don't know if I'm a rare person or not. I like to do both. I like to role play and I like to, you know, roll some dice and crit people and cut their heads off. You know. But I believe in what you roll is what you roll. You gotta be true to your roles. If you can't roll well, play better. I mean, people might hate me for saying that, but it's really that serious. If you're not rolling well, don't blame your dice. Don't blame your DM's dice because they roll better than you. Just play better than them. And these games, D&D, you know, take a dodge action instead of swinging. If you're not confident, if you're outnumbered, disengage. You know, don't wait to be in a bad situation where if you're in a fight and that roll is a critical roll and say you're swinging at the enemy and you missed and your DM just cheats for you and says, oh, you hit, roll damage. That's cheating. That's you're like Same OG said, you cheated out of that experience. You know, a hollow victory just to move the story along is not worth it, not in my opinion. When you have a victory that's hard fought and earned, there's so much more enjoyment to be had, and it brings so much more to your character. You know, because you're not walking around feeling like you just popping. Oh, you know, Same OG was talking about the dude killed his lich. Now, if Same OG would have fudged dice and held back, you know, that guy wouldn't be able. He brought me to the brink of death. Oh my God, everybody else died. It was so close. You know, some really intense stories and emotions flowing around there, just bringing a great experience. You know, and I gotta admit, there's plenty of times where I DM where even though I roll transparently, I roll in front of my players so they see what I roll, so there is no fudging of the dice. I do hold back a lot. You know, I don't take optimal decisions. I try to play an enemy with the kind of intellect and tactics and thought processes I think that particular enemy might have. And even then, sometimes I hold back because people don't play smart when it comes to combat or even avoiding combat. They're they're looking for an out, or a lot of players count on DMs fudging dice, and that's just not fun. That's what it is. So if you can't roll good, play good. Peace.